Recording in progress.
So I think many of you all joined, so we can start now. So very good evening, students. Today we are going to start with our next unit for accounting for managerial decision. In today's session, we are going to discuss about what are budgets. Now, what is budget? किसी को पता है budget क्या होता है? किसे कहते हैं budget? Any idea about it? Yes, Keyur, Tanya, Chandni, Kavya. Anyone who has an idea about what do you mean by budget? Saurabh. बजट क्या होता है? आपने सुना तो होगा ही डे टू डे लाइफ में. व्हाट इज बजट? Okay. See, budget. One minute. I got one answer, I suppose. Okay. Budget is nothing, student, but it is, you can say, a financial plan that outlines what is the expected revenue, the expenditure over the specific period of time. Okay. It is used in managing your income, allocating the resources, controlling your expenses. Okay. So when you do a proper budgeting, it will help the individuals, the business, the government also to plan for the future. अगर आपने बजट प्रिपेयर किया है तो आपकी प्लानिंग अच्छे से होगी. यू विल नो इन एडवांस कि मुझे क्या चीजें करनी है, मुझे कितना खर्चा करना है, मुझे कितना इनकम आने वाला है, राइट? विच एंश्योर्स that the resources are efficiently used to meet the goals, whether for savings, it could be for investment, it could be for operational purpose also. अब ये जो आप बजट बनाते हो, ये आप शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए भी बना सकते हो, लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए भी बना सकते हो, बिकॉज इट इज क्रूशियल when you talk about financial stability, achieving the fiscal objectives of the organization, right? तो इन शॉर्ट आप बोल सकते हैं कि बजट एक एस्टिमेशन होता है ऑफ योर प्रोस्पेक्टिव इनकम, expenditures for that particular preset period of time. Okay, it's a document which is very closely monitored by the management also, by the organization for the accounting purpose. अब जो आप बजट बनाते हो वो अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स के लिए बनाते हो. इट कुड बी फॉर रेवेन्यू, इट कुड बी फॉर परचेज, इट कुड बी फॉर सेल्स, राइट? जो आप 3 मंथ्स के लिए बना सकते हैं, 6 मंथ्स के लिए बना सकते हैं, 12 मंथ्स के लिए बना सकते हैं, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द रिक्वायरमेंट. करेक्ट? So most of the budgets are prepared for the subsequent year, that is the budget period. And उसको हम small small intervals में break करते हैं monthly. जैसे कि एक कंपनी है जिन्होंने प्रोडक्शन के लिए फॉर द मंथ ऑफ नवंबर एक बजट बनाया, फॉर द मंथ ऑफ दिसंबर अलग बजट बनाया, ताकि उनको करंट मंथ के साथ ये पता चले एनी चेंजेस आर टू बी मेड इन द अपकमिंग मंथ्स, राइट? आप फुल ईयर का बनाओगे तो फिर वो थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. सो दैट इज द रीजन सम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑल्सो प्रेफर इट मंथली. क्लियर? एनी डाउट्स टिल हियर? Yes, very good. I have got the answer from many of you all, that KO, Nityanand, Toshim, Shikha, Abhishek, superb. Hemlata, great. Gauri, okay, superb, great. And the answers are correct. Now, The definition of budgeting, which is given by some experts, we'll read out that and we'll understand. The first definition is given by the Chartered Institute of Management Accountant, England. What does it state? It states, students, that a financial and or quantitative statement prepared and approved prior to a defined period of time of the policy to be perceived during that period for the purpose of attaining a given objective. It means the budget that you prepare, it's in financial terms, it's quantitative, right? It involves monetary, which you prepare in advance, that is prior, so that you can achieve the goals, the objectives for which you are setting up that budget. The next definition is given by Brown and Howard of Management Account. What does it state? It states that a budget is a predetermined statement of managerial policy during the given period, which provides a standard for comparison with the results actually achieved. So, when you prepare a budget, आपको easily comparison आप कर सकते हो, मेरा target कितना था, मैंने कितना achieve किया, अगर differences आया तो कहाँ differences आए, क्यों मेरा budget exceed हुआ, तो ये आप easily decide कर सकते हो, compare कर सकते हो when you have a predetermined budget in with you. Okay? Yes, Sharma ji, you can do that. Fine. Now, what are the essentials of budgeting? We'll discuss that. The first is clear objective. अब बजट क्या करेगा, आपको क्लियरली बताएगा कि फाइनेंशियल गोल्स क्या है वो पर्टिकुलर पीरियड के. It ensures that all the stakeholders understand what the organization, individuals intend to achieve. That is cost reduction करना है, revenue growth करना है, investments करना है new projects में. So that can be decided in advance. Let's take an example. A company sets an objective to reduce operating cost by 10% over the next year, जहां पे वो ऑप्टिमाइज करेंगे अपना लॉजिस्टिक एंड सप्लायर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. सो ये उनका ऑब्जेक्टिव था अगले साल के लिए. Realistic and accurate estimates. Budgets must be based, students, on realistic, accurate financial estimates. Now, this will involve forecasting revenues, cash flow on historical data, market trends, future expectations. Overly optimistic या pessimistic budget जो होते हैं, आपने ज्यादा ही बजट बना लिया या बहुत ज्यादा कम बजट बना दिया, so again it can lead to what? Financial mismanagement. Okay, let's take an example again of this. Let's say there is a retail business which forecasts the sales that is based on the past performance, market research. Why? Because it ensures that the budget reflects the achievable revenue targets. बिकॉज जब वो पुराना अपना बजट देखेंगे तब वो एस्टिमेशन लगा सकते हैं कि फ्यूचर में मेरा कितना और बजट में सेटअप करूं विच कैन बी अचीवेबल. देखो, जो बजट आप सेटअप कर रहे हो, इफ इट्स नॉट अचीवेबल देन व्हाट्स द नीड ऑफ प्रिपेयरिंग इट. इट शुड बी अचीवेबल, राइट? देन यू विल गेट मोर मोटिवेशन टू गो अहेड विथ योर बिजनेस कि मुझे और अच्छा करना है. करेक्ट? Same that happens in your exam. If you score good marks, you will try to achieve more good marks next time. वैसे ही business में होता है. Flexibility. While a budget sets students guidelines, for operate financial operations. It must be flexible. It must be uh, such a way that it should adopt the changes. Unexpected कोई changes हैं या कोई opportunities आ गई, so we can easily incorporate in that budget. External factors like your market conditions हो गया, regulatory changes हो गया, unexpected expenses भी हो गया. तो ये कोई कोई चीजें हैं जो बजट प्रिपेयर होने के बाद आपके सामने आएगी. तो वो चेंजेस को इनकॉर्पोरेट करने के लिए आपका बजट फ्लेक्सिबल होना जरूरी है. Let's take an example. Let's say a manufacturer wants to adjust its budget in the mid of the year for rising raw material cost, okay, due to the disruptions in the global supply chain. तो अगर आप flexible budget नहीं रखोगे तो आप ये changes को कैसे incorporate करोगे? It would be difficult, right? Yes, Sanjana, I am already describing the points itself. What are you trying to say? I am not understanding, dear. Sanjana, I am already explaining the points with examples wherever possible. Anything else that you want to say? I am not understanding. Please elaborate. Monitoring and control. Regular monitoring of the budget is very essential to track the performance against the budget that you have set up. Because when you know what is the actual and what is the budgeted, आप वहां पे क्या कर सकते हो, अपने वेरिएंसेस फाइंड करोगे. वेरिएंसेस का मतलब होता है डिफरेंसेस. अगर आपको डिफरेंसेस पता चल गए तो you can easily take corrective actions to prevent those. Control mechanism आप यूज कर सकते हो to ensure that the spending is kept under the limit, right? Let's take an example. A project manager tracks the ongoing cost students of construction project to ensure कि उनका जो expense है वो within the allocated budget रहे. अगर कुछ unexpected चीजें आती है तो वो बजट को रिवाइज कर देंगे. ये वो क्यों कर पाएंगे? बिकॉज वो कंटिन्यूसली मॉनिटर कर रहे हैं. करेक्ट. देन कम्स पार्टिसिपेशन एंड इन्वॉल्वमेंट. engaging your key stakeholders, that is your department heads, managers, employees, in the budgeting process is very crucial. Because तभी जब हर डिपार्टमेंट बजट में एक साथ आके अपना कोऑपरेशन दिखाएगा, then only there will be a commitment towards achieving that financial goals. Otherwise, it won't be possible. Okay? Let's take an example here again. Let's say there is a healthcare institution which involve department heads in the budget preparation process. Okay, that it ensures that each department needs for medical supply, equipments, वो सबसे पूछ के आपने बजट बनाया है. अदरवाइज क्या हो जाएगा, आपका बजट सिंक में नहीं रहेगा. Comprehensive scope. A budget should cover all the organization's financial operations, including your revenue, expense, investments, cash flow. हर एक चीज कवर होनी चाहिए बजट में. तभी जाके your financially organization will be accounted for. Okay? Like a tech company is there which prepares a comprehensive budget which will include their research and development investments, marketing costs, operational expenses. So that's what comprehensive. Time bound. Budgets are prepared for a specific time period, student, that we discussed in the definition itself. It could be for a month, it could be for quarter, it could be for year. So when you prepare it for a particular time bound, it will allow you to timely review it, make adjustments, realign it with your financial goals so that your budget remains in track with the organization. A government agency, they create annual budget to spend, allocate resources to public projects, right? Why do they do it annually? So that they are in win sync. It stays in the track. Contingency planning. Contingency का मतलब क्या होता है? Unexpected. So a good budget should include students, the provision for unexpected events, like any economic downturns. Business है, कभी ऊपर भी जाएगा, कभी नीचे भी आएगा, right? There could be a rise, there could be a fall. Equipment failures हो सकते हैं. There could be a sudden market changes. So contingency funds, or you can say emergency reserves, ensures that the organization can handle the unforeseen challenges without disrupting the operations. Okay? Like a logistic company sets aside a portion of its funds for contingency for, let's say, vehicle maintenance, emergency repairs, because you are into a logistics, so your vehicles could get damaged. Maintenance could come. Then you have alignment with strategic goals. A budget should align with the overall strategic goals of the company. It should support the long-term objectives of the organization, ensuring that the financial resources are allocated, which contributes to the growth, sustainability of the business. And then you have documentation and communication. Documentation and communication means you should prepare a well-documented budget, which should be transparent, accountable. It should be communicated effectively to all the stakeholder students so that everyone understands their role. Let's say I prepare a budget and Tanya doesn't know what she wants to achieve in her department. So will that budget suffice the role? No, because she doesn't know what is expected out of her. So it should be communicated to everyone. Okay. So this essentials that we talk form the foundation students for effective budgeting. It helps the organization, individuals also, to manage their financial resources with achieving their objectives of the organization. Clear? Any doubts till here? Muskan, I am speaking in Hindi as well. If you have noticed, Muskan, I think 80% I spoke in Hindi today. So I cannot speak 100% in Hindi because you're not going to write the paper in Hindi. 100% Hindi मैं नहीं use करूंगी because the terms that you're going to write that are in English, understand Muskan. Okay? So try to understand जहाँ जहाँ possible है. I am explaining it in Hindi. 100% Hindi, I won't do it because that don't justify the subject. Okay, so please understand because आप मॉनिटरिंग को हिंदी में जाके नहीं लिखने वाले हो, अलाइनमेंट को हिंदी में जाके नहीं लिखने वाले हो. Okay, so understand. If you have any doubts with particular word, ask me 100 times, no worries. Okay, fine. Flexibility. Okay, flexibility means, देखो flexible का मतलब क्या होता है? Changes adapt करना. राइट अगर आपने बजट इस तरह बनाया कि वो चेंजेस को इनकॉर्पोरेट ही नहीं कर सकते, तो अगर कोई अप्स एंड डाउन्स आ गया बिजनेस में एंड योर बजट इज स्टैटिक, दैट इज फिक्स्ड, so that time you cannot make any changes in your budget. अच्छा ठीक है, एक सिंपल एग्जांपल आई गिव यू ऑल. You want to buy a house, you made a budget of 50 lakh. Okay, so you want to buy a house, you made a budget of 50 lakh. So 50 lakh budgets, when you went and when you visited 3 4 houses, you saw that there is one house which I like which cost 55. तो अगर आप अपने बजट को फिक्स रखते तो आपको जो घर पसंद आया है 55 लाख का, आप वो खरीद सकते थे? नो। क्योंकि आपने बजट को थोड़ा सा चेंज किया, यू ट्राइड टू चेंज योर बजट, दैट इज द रीजन यू कुड बाय. So budget, same thing applies in the business as well. Budget should be flexible because अगर कोई चीज uncertain आ जाती है, you should adapt it. You should be able to cope up with it. Okay? See, students, I am just want to, before moving ahead, I want to make one thing very clear that if you have joined late, please go and check the recordings because I cannot repeat all these points again because it will again take 10 to 15 minutes, which we don't want to lose because there are more slides in this. We want to complete this. Okay. Secondly, if anyone has joined today, there is the first session which you are attending today. I cannot recall all the last 4 sessions topic. It's very difficult. You can go and watch the recordings. Okay, alignment with strategic goal. Alignment with strategic goal means आपके business का कुछ goals होगा, कुछ objectives होगा, right? So you must, your budget should be in such a way कि आपके business का objectives and आपने जो budget बनाया वो match कर रहा है. Otherwise क्या sense make करता है? It doesn't make any sense only, right? Documentation. Documentation is what? Paperwork. आप जो भी budget बना रहे हो, it should be on document. एंड आपको वो कम्युनिकेट करना है. सिर्फ बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स अपने पास बजट बना के रखेंगे, सो व्हाट सेंस डज इट मेक? क्या वो जाके बिजनेस वर्क करने वाले हैं, बिजनेस को लाने वाले हैं, प्रॉफिट कंपनी का स्ट्राइव करने वाले? नो, देर आर अदर डिपार्टमेंट्स हु आर गोइंग टू स्ट्राइव फॉर दैट ग्रोथ, राइट? सो दैट बजट नीड्स टू बी कम्युनिकेटेड कि आपको इतना रिसोर्सेस मिलेगा, दिस इज योर फंडिंग्स. अदरवाइज हाउ विल द डिपार्टमेंट वर्क? This is your unit 3 budgeting. Okay, clear with the essentials? Fine. Moving on to the next one, that is objectives of essential budgeting. Objectives means same चीजें हैं जो अभी हमने essentials में पढ़ी, only the terms are changing, that's all. The remaining, mostly the answer remains the same, only the terminology changes over here, okay? First is resource allocation. Resource allocation means budgeting will help you to allocate resources efficiently to different departments, projects, activities, so that the funds are used optimally. Okay, let's take an example. A manufacturing company will allocate a portion of its budget to for purchasing raw material, some amount of budget for labor, some amount of budget for overhead expenses. So what is that? Resource allocation. आपने अपने resource को divide कर दिया. Cost control and key objective of budgeting student is to control the cost. आप budget क्यों बना रहे हो? ताकि आप अपने cost को control कर सको, unnecessary expenses को reduce करे, right? Let's take an example here again. A small business sets a monthly budget for marketing campaign. Why? Because they don't want to do overspending on advertisement. उन्होंने जो बजट डिसाइड किया था उसी के अंदर उनको वर्क ऑन करना है, करेक्ट? देन कम्स फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग. नाउ व्हाट इज फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग? फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग मतलब आपने पहले से ही प्लानिंग करके रखी है अपने फाइनेंस को किस तरह से यूज करना है. So your budget serve as a blueprint for the future of the organization. It allows the organization to plan for growth, investments, unexpected financial challenges also. Simple example of our family, which creates a household budget. हर monthly आपकी मम्मा एक budget बनाती होगी घर के लिए for the upcoming expenses like paying utility bills, savings, education fees, payments, any loan है तो loan payments, vacation, going for vacation, for savings करने के लिए. So all those are what? Your budgets. So financial planning you are doing. Then comes performance measurement. Budgets are set for financial targets. मतलब आपको क्या बजट दिया था, आपने कितना अचीव किया. जब आपको ये चीज पता चलेगी, so the department will come to know how well they are meeting their goals, whether they are achieving the targets or not. अगर नहीं हो पा रहा है, so how they can improve it. Okay, let's say a company sales department has a budget of 1 lakh for the quarter, but उन्होंने सिर्फ 80,000 ही spend किया, मतलब 20,000 save किया, right, while achieving. So that means they are cost efficient, बहुत अच्छे से काम कर रहे हैं. बट एक डिपार्टमेंट है जिनका 1 लाख का बजट था, उन्होंने 1,50,000 स्पेंड कर दिया. मीन्स वहां पे कुछ प्रॉब्लम है. यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन व्हाई यू आर ओवर स्पेंडिंग. Reduce the cost wherever there are unnecessary expenses. Profitability maximization. Yes, when you optimize the resource, control your cost, obviously आपका profit बढ़ेगा कंपनी का, right? Risk management. Yes, budget also helps you to identify what are the potential risks. When you analyze your financial data, make planning for contingencies. जैसे कि अभी हमने वहां पे प्रीवियस स्लाइड में पढ़ा था कंटिंजेंसी प्लानिंग. सेम वे risk management means you have to be prepared for any contingencies, unexpected expenses that come aside, because market है, fluctuations होते रहेंगे. So you have to be prepared, you have to keep some funds aside for that. Decision making support. Budgeting provides valuable financial data that supports strategic decision making. Business के जो managers हैं, they can use these reports to make decisions whether to invest in new projects, expansion करना है क्या company का, right? So depending upon the budgets plan that they have. And goal alignment. That means you have to clearly achieve the targets of the organization. Coordination, collaboration within the organization, that everyone are working towards the same thing. Okay? Clear? Everybody? Yes, no? Okay, thank you so much. Next that we are going to discuss is the different types of budgeting. Now, there are different types of budgeting that we have. The name itself will tell you उसका मतलब क्या होता है. Now, on the basis of time, budgets are classified as long-term budget, short-term budgets, and current budgets. Long-term, long मतलब for longer period of time. That means which is for more than 1 year. That is typically from 3 to 10 years. Okay. तो ये जो बजट बनता है कंपनी का, it is for your long-term planning, like expansion of business, कोई major capital investment करना है, entering new markets. Okay. So for all this reason, company prepares the long-term budget. Let's take an example. A construction company है which creates a 5-year long-term budget to plan for building new infrastructure, purchasing the heavy equipments, expanding its market reach. So that is your long. Then comes short-term budget. Short-term budget is for a period of less than 1 year, which could be monthly also, which could be quarterly also. ये बेसिकली फोकस करेगा आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऑपरेशनल नीड्स को मीट अपॉन करने के लिए, लाइक टू मैनेज द डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज, कंट्रोल कॉस्ट, शॉर्ट टर्म ऑब्लिगेशंस पे करने के लिए, लाइक सैलरी पेमेंट करना, इन्वेंट्री परचेज करना, यूटिलिटी बिल्स पे करना. ओके, then you have current budget. Current budget is basically for that present fiscal year based on the current business environment. ये बजट हम इसके लिए बनाते हैं ताकि हम ये मैनेज कर सके what are the ongoing activities in the business, revenues, expense क्या है. Okay, example like a software company is there. Okay, a software company is there. It prepares a current budget for the upcoming fiscal year. Fiscal year means financial year. To understand what is the development cost, administrative cost, based on the current economic and market condition. So that is your current. Okay, clear everyone with the budgets on the basis of time? Okay. You can write in your own words, no worries, just understand and you can explain them in your own simple language as well. Okay. See, we are not going very fast, we are going slow because the main thing is you need to understand the concept so that you can write. Muskan, I already gave the examples of all these three. For long-term budget, I gave the example of construction company, जहाँ पे कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी 5 years के लिए बजट प्लान कर रही है, तो वो ये सोचेगी कि मैं न्यू इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाऊं कंपनी का, कौन कौन से न्यू इक्विपमेंट्स परचेज करूं. शॉर्ट टर्म में मैंने ये एग्जांपल दिया था कि कंपनी आपके यूटिलिटी बिल्स पे कर रही है, रॉ मटेरियल परचेज कर रही है, सैलरीज पे कर रही है. एंड करंट बजट के लिए मैंने ये एग्जांपल दिया था कि देयर इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी which wants to understand what could be the development cost, administrative expenses, right? So the example I already gave. Long-term budget, the name itself tells you, Pawan, that it is for longer period of time, for that is more than 3 years, within 3 to 10 years. जो लॉन्ग टाइम तक आपको बजट का प्लानिंग करके रखना है. शॉर्ट टर्म इज फॉर 1 year. क्लासिफिकेशन बेस्ड ऑन फंक्शंस, अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स होते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दैट it gets categorized into two parts, functional or subsidiary budget or master budget. Now what is functional or subsidiary budget? Here there are different departments that we have. Functional means different departments. Okay, each department, that is your sales, your production, your marketing, your human resource, all this department prepare their own budgets. Correct? So that is under the functional budget. Now why do we prepare this functional budget? So that you can plan, you can control the expense and revenue of that particular department. Okay, let's take an example. A manufacturing company is there which has separate functional budgets for production, for sales, for research. So each budget will tell you उनके खर्चे कितने हैं, जैसे कि रॉ मटेरियल प्रोडक्शन में कितना लग रहा है, एडवर्टाइजिंग का खर्चा कितना है. सो दैट इज व्हाट फंक्शनल बजट. देन कम्स मास्टर बजट। अब मास्टर बजट को एक्सप्लेन करने के पहले मैं आपको एक सिंपल एग्जांपल देती हूँ। एवरीबडी व्हेन दे अटेंड द लेक्चर्स, ओके, some of you must be having a habit of keeping one book। एक आप बुक बनाते हो, एक रफ नोटबुक जिसमें आप सब इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स लिखते हो, राइट, हर सब्जेक्ट के ड्यूरिंग द सेशंस। किसी किसी को हैबिट होगी हर एक सब्जेक्ट का अलग बुक बनाने की, ओके, सो दैट्स नॉट रिलेटेड हियर। बट अगर आप एक बुक बना रहे हो फॉर ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स, so what is that? That is your master budget, because यहाँ पे आपको एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव प्लान मिल जाएगा हर सब्जेक्ट। सेम थिंग अप्लाइज इन द बिजनेस। there are different departments: purchase, sales, production, अपना advertising, then you have uh, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, ओके। सो ईच डिपार्टमेंट का अलग अलग बजट देखने के बदले व्हाट वुड बी द मैनेजर्स डूइंग, दे वुड बी ओवरलुकिंग योर मास्टर बजट, बिकॉज उनको मास्टर बजट में एक ही जगह पे हर एक डिपार्टमेंट का बजट पता चल जाएगा। इट विल गिव देम अ कंप्लीट पिक्चर ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फाइनेंशियल गोल, ओके। अब ये मास्टर बजट में क्या क्या इंक्लूड होगा? आपका सेल्स होगा, आपका प्रोडक्शन होगा, आपका मार्केटिंग होगा, कैश फ्लो कितना आया कंपनी का, ओके। सो योर वी प्रिपेयर दिस मास्टर बजट। क्लियर एवरीवन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ फंक्शंस? यस, ओके। नेक्स्ट इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कैपेसिटी। In capacity, we have fixed budget and flexible budget. Fixed budget नेम ही आपको बता रहा है, it remains unchanged, कोई चेंजेस नहीं कर सकते एक बार आपने बजट बना दिया तो। It is for the particular specific period of time, कोई भी चेंजेस इनकॉर्पोरेट नहीं होगा, okay? Example, let's say a company sets a fixed budget on producing 10,000 units per year. Even if the company ends up producing 8,000 या 12,000, the budget will remain 10 only. वो कम नहीं करेंगे, because it is what? Fixed budget। आप कम बनाओ ज्यादा बनाओ, बट आपके बजट में 10 ही दिखेगा। Flexible budget मतलब it can be changed, it can adjust according to the changes in the business, okay? Like example we can take of manufacturing company which prepares again a flexible budget, जहाँ पे वो अलग अलग क्राइटेरिया बना रहे हैं, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, बट आपने एक्चुअल में प्रोडक्शन जो किया वो ओनली 9,000 का। so what will the company do? They will adjust it under flexible budget, because budget has that option of flexibility, correct? So that is your fixed and flexible. Clear everyone? Yes, no? Okay, thank you so much. Now, apart from this, there are some budget which you need to know, okay, in case if anything comes in exam. So you need to have a basic understanding on this. It's easy, not much difficult. Name से ही आपको उसके meaning पता चल जाएंगे. First is your operating budget. Operating मतलब day to day activities जो business में होती है, उसके लिए आपने जो budget बनाया है, like your salary pay करना, utilities, rent, okay? So the operating budget will help the business organization to manage their cash flow, maintain the financial liquidity and stability. Capital budget, which is used for your long term investments. Capital budget में आप क्या करोगे? Long term investment का decision लोगे, कौन सा इक्विपमेंट परचेज करना है, कौन सा प्रॉपर्टी परचेज करना है, which technology to be purchased. So it will have a larger expenditure. कैश फ्लो बजट मतलब कंपनी वो बजट बनाएगी जहां पे उनको फॉरकास्टिंग होगा कि मेरी कंपनी में इनफ्लो एंड आउटफ्लो ऑफ कैश कितना होने वाला है। तो जब आपको इनफ्लो एंड आउटफ्लो ऑफ कैश पता चलेगा, इट विल हेल्प द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू मैनेज द लिक्विडिटी। यू विल नो हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू कवर योर एक्सपेंसेस। अगर कोई शॉर्टफॉल है तो किस तरह से आप उसे मैनेज करोगे, आप एडवांस में जान सकते हो। फाइनेंशियल बजट मीन्स you will understand the financial health of the company, that is balance sheet, your asset, your liabilities, equities क्या है। Sales budget will help you to understand कि क्या revenue expect कर सकते हो आप in the upcoming given period। आप कितना marketing कर सकते हो, कितना production कर सकते हो, so that you align it with your revenue sales। Production budget, what is the number of units that could be produced in the upcoming sales demand that you take। ये आपको प्रोडक्शन बजट में पता चले। जीरो बेस बजट, इट मींस आपने प्रीवियस ईयर के बजट को कंसिडर ही नहीं किया। एवरी टाइम जब आप बजट बना रहे हो, आप एक फ्रेश बजट बना रहे हो स्टार्टिंग विद जीरो। अब तक हमने क्या सुना था कि प्रीवियस ईयर के बजट को देख के हम आगे के बजट्स का प्लानिंग करेंगे, बट जीरो बेस बजट क्या करता है, ये प्रीवियस जो भी बजट है किसी को कंसिडर नहीं करता है। एवरी टाइम इट स्टार्ट्स विद जीरो। ये हम डिटेल में पढ़ने वाले हैं इन द अपकमिंग सेशन। ओके, so now only understand that zero based budget starts with zero. It doesn't take into consideration any of the previous year budgets. Every time it starts fresh. Then comes incremental budget. Incremental मतलब आपने प्रीवियस ईयर का बजट देखा है, उसमें आपको कुछ एडजस्टमेंट करने की जरूरत लग रही है, आइदर इट कुड इंक्रीज आइदर इट कुड डिक्रीज। तो ये जो आप चेंजेस कर रहे हो, इंक्रीज या डिक्रीज, दैट इज योर इंक्रीमेंटल। इंक्रीमेंटल का मतलब या तो बढ़ाना या कम करना। Activity based budget, activity based budget is nothing but it depends upon the specific activity process of the organization, जैसे कि मशीन सेटअप करना, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, शिपिंग। ओके, सो दैट आप ये अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स में प्रॉपरली रिसोर्सेस को यूटिलाइज कर सकते। Clear with the different types of budgets that we have apart from the main three categories? Yes, no. Okay. Zero budget, we are going to understand in detail, Krupali, as I said in the upcoming session. This is just you need to know that zero base, zero मतलब क्या होता है, आपने पहले का कुछ भी कंसिडर नहीं किया है and you are starting it with zero। आपको पता है मेरा लास्ट मंथ का बजट was 10,000 for sales, but I have not taken into consideration that 10,000। मैंने मुझे जो ठीक लगा वो हिसाब से बजटिंग बनाया। It could be 5,000, it could be 7,000, it could be 20,000। That is zero based। मतलब मुझे पिछले बजट से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। Incremental means, Gauric, that is any changes that you do in the budget which is already okay. Incremental means any changes in the budget that you make depending upon your previous budget that you have. It could be increase, it could be decrease, anything. So वो incremental होना। Flexible means you are making the changes in the budget। कभी भी आप changes कर सकते हो depending upon the requirements। मुस्कान, इंक्रीमेंटल आई ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन। कैश फ्लो, कैश फ्लो का मतलब क्या होता है, कैश इज व्हाट एंड फ्लो इज व्हाट। ब्रेक दिस वर्ड स्टूडेंट्स। सी स्टूडेंट्स, मैंने आपको इसके पहले भी 10 बार बताया है, सेम थिंग अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग कि प्लीज आप ये वर्ड्स को ना ब्रेक करो. कैश फ्लो. नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज. कैश मतलब वी ऑल नो व्हाट इट इज. फ्लो मीन्स इन एंड आउट. सो कैश फ्लो का मतलब होता है व्हाट इज द फ्लो ऑफ द फंड्स इन द कंपनी. आपके कंपनी में कितने कैश का इनफ्लो आ रहा है, बाहर आ रहा है एंड जा रहा है. दैट you will come to know when you prepare the cash flow budget. Okay, so please understand, आप कभी भी ना words को break करो. It's nothing that it has come from some another world. It's everything that we are using in our day to day life only. ये सब words हम रोज सुनते हैं, बट आप उसको सब बड़े एक साथ दो तीन वर्ड्स को क्लब देखोगे आप डर जाते हो. डोंट डू दैट. अगेन आई एम सेइंग, अगर कोई दो तीन वर्ड्स को मिला के एक सेंटेंस बन रहा है, ब्रेक दैट वर्ड. ओके. एक्टिविटी. एक्टिविटी का मतलब क्या होता है? अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज होती है बिजनेस में. जैसे आपके आपके साथ अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज आप करते हो, राइट. इट कुड बी स्टडिंग, इट कुड बी डांसिंग, इट कुड बी लिसनिंग म्यूजिक, राइट. सेम थिंग इन द बिजनेस यू हैव. देयर आर डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज. प्रोडक्शन है, सेल्स है, मार्केटिंग है. तो जो भी एक्टिविटीज होती है बिजनेस में, ओके, इट कुड बी योर क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, इट कुड बी योर शिपिंग, इट कुड बी पैकेजिंग, इट कुड बी लेबलिंग. तो ये सब एक्टिविटीज के लिए जो आप बजट बजट डिसाइड करोगे, दैट इज योर एक्टिविटी बेस्ड बजट. ओके. फॉर योर डे टू डे टाइम स्पेंडिंग यू हैव अ सेट ऑफ बजट्स. टाइम आप अलॉट करते हो ना खुद के लिए. सेम चीज आप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में करते हो, बट यहाँ पे आप मॉनिटरी टर्म्स में करते हो. नाउ क्लियर एवरीवन? ओनली बैलेंस शीट, assets and liabilities, because we are only understanding the financial position. Okay, so I think whatever we discussed today in this session, that is budget, essentials of budgeting, objectives of budgeting, and types of budgeting. Any doubts, any questions more that you all have? Because in the upcoming session, we are going to talk about budgetary control, zero-based budgeting, and performance. Okay? Yeah, 1 minute, Gaurik, I'll give you. Just hold on. Yes, Gaurik, unmute yourself.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah. So previous session में the trainer provided us with a number to call and check for the how to access recorded channels, right? And I did
Huh,
call the support
okay.
yes. So they told me they were going to help and they were going to upload a demo of it, Telegram channel पे, and they did not call me back. So can you tell the host that if you could just help us because mobile I'm accessing it on phone at the moment. तो अगर वो demo because हमें पूरे LMS के portal पे ना recorded sessions कहाँ पे देखना है ना वो नहीं मिल रहा है. Really we've tried, at
Okay,
least I have tried
okay.
a lot.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Host, are you there in the session? Just hold on, Gaurik.
Yes, ma'am.
Host, are you there in the session? Anyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you please help this learners to understand how do they locate the recordings on the LMS?
I will communicate your message to the sir.
Okay, I'll talk to sir. No worries. Gaurav, just give me some time because we have another session again today, right? So that time I'll sort it out. Don't worry. Is it okay, Gaurav? Okay. See, I think Gaurav, there is somebody, Rupali, who has mentioned her number. So please call her. She'll help you out. Okay. Somebody wants to see the first slide one then. Yeah. This was our first slide. Okay. So I think thank you students for attending today's session. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you. Have a great day.